So with slow sales, if you're being proactive to do something about it, you're going to have a better chance to solve that particular problem than someone who's just waiting for something to happen. So we're going to talk about that on the other side. So without any further ado, let's go. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is John from Flippin' Ain't Easy. And real quick, got the merch, got the shirt, love it. Of course, I've had the hat. Jenna got her shirt. So yeah, Flippin' Ain't Easy and a little logo on the back. So hey, Jenna did a pretty good job as far as I'm concerned on these. So check out the link below if you're interested. And maybe there's something you like there, so go check it out. So back to the topic at hand. I mean, we've been talking about slow sales. We've been talking about page views. We've been talking about traffic. We've been talking about just, eBay glitches and all these things. And I think the answer for some is just to give up. And for me, I'm coming to you telling you guys that's the last answer you guys should be looking for, is to quit. And if eBay is, if it's just a fun thing, if it's a hobby and you're just tired of it, I get it. But if this is a way for you to make extra money, then I definitely don't think that quitting is the right option. Yes, it's frustrating sometimes, especially when you don't have any control. You've done everything, at least in your mind, that you know to do, and you're still not getting views, you're still not getting sales. I mean, who cares about the views as long as you're getting the sales, though, right? But, I'm here to tell you that I had like 20 some odd sales this weekend, which I would think is just okay, but for, this time of year where everyone is slowing down, I'll take it. Now, as far as the thumbnail is concerned on this video, I'll take it sort of means something else, in that I've had 5 sales this weekend that I might not have had, say, in the past when I was making a lot more normal sales. And that is my best offers that I've received from buyers or potential buyers. In the past, I've been, if I have a $20 item, they come at me for 10, and I'll say, hey, let's meet at 15, knowing that my cost is 5 and I'm still going to make a pretty good profit. And then I never hear back from them again. They never counter offer or anything like that. And so this time I've been more willing to take lower offers. Now, if I'm getting lowballed where I'm not making any money after shipping, fees, might as well just go throw it in the trash can than to just give it away. And I'm not advocating that. What I'm saying is that let's say I have a $30 item, and this is why you need to know your cost of goods. What are you into that item for? I mean, it makes no sense to negotiate about an item if you're not really quite sure what you paid for that. So be on top of what you are into your items for to begin with. That way you have a baseline to know really how low you can go. So that $30 item, someone comes to you for, say, 15, maybe 20. Let's just say 20. And you bought it for 10. And you've had it for a while. Maybe you've been sitting on it for a few months. After fees, you're still going to make a few bucks after you recoup that initial investment. So you win. You've made a small win there. Take the sale. I think it's easier to be picky about the sales that you make, the best offers that you take, if things are going well, if you're making a lot of sales. So if you have that type of item, your items are flying out the store, regardless of the eBay summer slowdown happening for a lot of us, then don't follow this advice. Continue doing what you're doing. In fact, on all my videos, on any video I ever come out with, if you're killing it and I'm up here telling you to do something different than what you're doing successfully, watch the video, but don't take my advice. This advice is tailored to those who are just like, what do I do here? Also I noticed no matter what your best offer price, in your mind may be, if your initial price is too high, that buyer won't even click on your listing to make you the offer. Today I was watching a smaller YouTube channel, and it was like a week old. The video was old, but still same frustrations that I'm hearing and I have been hearing from a lot of sellers, and that is, no views, no sales, things are slow. Here's my items. And he's showing like some hats, like an Atlanta Braves 95 World Champions hat. And it really caused me to stop for a second. And I pulled up this guy's hat, and then I went in and checked the comps, the sold comps, because that's really where it's at. It doesn't matter what everyone else is listing that item for. The market is in the sold comps. So I checked out the sold comps, and the other hats that were selling that were similar were like selling $10 cheaper than what he was asking for. And so that might be why he's not getting any traction or views or traffic or even sales, is because when your prices are too high, your buyer, your potential buyer, especially in a slow economy, are going to just continue scrolling until they find something that is more appealing. Now, the item in question, you can say it's vintage 1995. It was a fitted cap, but it had like the indentations like in the hat. And I don't know about you, but for me, I have a lot of fitted caps. I don't wear those. I don't like that. I don't like the hats that are kind of folded back and up and around like they've been stepped on. For me, I like to have just a nice transition. Okay, that's me. Some people don't care what kind of hats they wear and how they look, but to me, it looked like it was not only vintage, but maybe it was worn to a few championship games before it was, put up for sale. And there's nothing wrong with that. But to ask top dollar when the other items that have sold $10 cheaper actually look a little bit better, maybe I think sometimes we put a little too much value into the items that we're selling. And if you just step back and look at your pricing, compare that pricing to what similar items, similar in the same condition items have sold for, you're in for a rude awakening, some of you out there. I know that there are some that may have used items and are trying to get new prices, and the used comps are much cheaper, much lower priced, but yet you're trying to squeeze blood out of a turnip. And in a bad market, that's just recipe for no sales. Check your items, check your photos. So on this guy's account, to me, I'm an advocate for clear white backgrounds because Google will allow those listings to show up on an external Google search, Google Shopping. Someone's looking for that Atlanta Braves World Championship hat and they have no intention on shopping with eBay, and they do a Google search and find the hat they're looking for. Well, if you don't have that white background, it ain't going to be there. Okay. So we need to look at our listings objectively. Okay. Take a lot of these things. Is your title, relevant? Do you have things like words that shouldn't be in the first 5 letters? We want the first 5 words, that is, not letters. The first 5 words of your title needs to represent what your buyer or what you would type in a search to find that item, okay? If you're putting all this unnecessary stuff like new or vintage or other stuff at the beginning of the title, you're missing out. And yeah, you will still sell items, but you are not doing yourself a favor by not putting the proper verbiage in the first 5 words of the title. So those are the things that I want you guys to focus on. If you really are trying everything you can to increase your sales, turn on best offer. And if it's on, check your prices. Make sure they're low enough to get the buyer to even look at your item in the beginning, in the first place. And once you get a best offer, know how much you're into the item for. It's very important because you can't negotiate you have no negotiating power if you don't know how much you're into an item for. And then figure, how long have I held on to this item? Am I a museum or am I an actual store trying to move product? And even if you have an item, someone's offering you what you'll make after fees and cost of goods and shipping, and you break even and get your cost of goods back in your pocket so you can put it into something better, maybe you need to consider that rather than holding out and waiting for that unicorn buyer who may never show up for your goods. And this is a reality check that you and I all have to take into account and accept that just maybe, just maybe, our items are priced too high, our photos aren't as good as they could be, and maybe our titles, we do a lot of self-similars, I do it too, maybe our titles need to be revamped. So guys, what do you think? Comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on this. To me, I want to help you guys get your sales up. Of course, the market's not helping us any, but just looking for different creative ways. We need to start at our own stores. To stop blaming eBay for everything. Stop blaming eBay for the mistakes that you're making in the first place, which could be your titles, your photos, your prices. Fix those things and you're going to have more success than you are with high prices, bad photos, and incorrect titles. So guys, do me a favor, hit that like button if you enjoyed this content, subscribe to the channel, and of course, hit that notification bell so when I go live, and thinking about going live here this week, just not quite sure, so I'll do probably another impromptu one, and I want you to be notified so you can join me and help me make those live streams as good as they have been. This whole summer slowdown thing, it's probably not going to be the last video you hear from me or other YouTubers talking about it, but it's a reality. And we need to figure out ways to maybe not conquer it, because I think right now we're in a bad economy and there's not a whole lot you're going to be able to do anyway, but to maybe persevere, and it doesn't have to be as bad as it is. And it's not always eBay's fault. Sometimes it's our own. And guys, this video, it's just another example of how flipping ain't easy. And I want you guys to have an excellent start to your week, and we will talk to you very soon.